Good afternoon, everyone. It's Hanifa from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I would like to share a quote that I love from Buddha, and you might have heard of it. It says, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Now, I strongly believe this because I believe that we're constantly thinking our creation of what our life experience is. So we're not usually thinking about creating whatever we are creating in our life, but we might be. When we're maybe making a meal, we think we're going to create something and we create it. When we're looking at a child and thinking about their potential, oftentimes that child comes up with great potential and is showing their skills and their development in that way, and you have been shaping it. And I want you to know that you're shaping your own life too. I thought I'd share a story that I was aware of. It's an actual life experience that has happened. I worked with a researcher at McMaster University for many years, and this lady was one of the first people to be researching tamoxifen. So, if any of you know, tamoxifen is a breast cancer chemotherapy drug. And I will let you know that she was one of the first people that was researching. She was very excited about the research. And over time, she developed the diagnosis of breast cancer. And I remember even at that time when I really had no awareness of brain retraining that I do now. But at that time, I thought, oh my goodness, I wonder if she was around breast cancer patients for so long or reading so much about breast cancer that predisposed her or increased her vulnerability to actually getting breast cancer. And she went through surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, and tamoxifen treatments. And I can tell you, she's healthy. So it's been years now, and she is in very good health. And I thought I'd share that story because not only was she seeing the information about cancer patients, which may have led to a cancer diagnosis, but she was also one of the first researchers on tamoxifen. And this woman truly believed this was the cure. She went through the process that she went through, and she is healthy. Now, I strongly believe that no matter what treatment approach a person takes, it has to be based on a personal belief of healing from it. So that's in terms of health care in general. But if we were to look at life in general, the whole idea of whether you think you can or you can't, you are correct. Another one of my favorite quotations. It's true. If you think you can do something, and even if you just start with, I'll try to do something, you likely will be able to do something. You might not do it well the first time, but as you continue, you build a skill and you begin to do it well. And if you are enjoying something that you're trying to do, you will probably get to doing it well much sooner than if you are not enjoying it. And this is true about every aspect of our lives. So remember that if you're thinking of the less than easy aspects of anything that you're going through. So sometimes it's a relationship and you think that, you know what, relationships suck because they never work out and someone always does me wrong. That will likely become your reality. And if you are in a situation where you think, things always work out for me, no matter what, if I have an argument with someone, I talk it out. And then I say that, maybe we can look at it this way or that way, and we communicate well. So I speak well with my friends, my family, my colleagues, because I intend to try to speak well and to try to make things work. And that will be your reality. If you've lost a job and you think, I'll never find another job, likely the length of time till finding your next job will be longer than the person who says, I know I can find something. I just have to look hard enough and I have to keep my options open. I know that I can find a job. That will be their reality. So today I would like for you to start thinking about how you think and what you're becoming or what your reality is becoming around you. A lot of people don't recognize the value and the importance of our thoughts, our words, and our actions in the creation of our experiences. I have seen this time and again, and I certainly try to practice this myself too. We all have our own beliefs, our own less than easy areas to work with, and it's up to us to change how we think about that. So today, sit down for 5 minutes after this video and think, what do I think and believe? And are they serving you positively or are they not serving you? So I will say with illness, there's a lot of people that walk around saying, yeah, I wonder what kind of illness I might get. This runs in my family. I wonder if I'll get that. I've seen so and so go through this. I wonder if I'll get that. And that's playing in their heads constantly. Rather than, wow, I've seen some people live till old life, year in years, and they've been really healthy. I love looking at things like that. I love seeing situations that I would love to experience. So that becomes part of my thought process. Now, this is not to say that we don't all fall into our own old patterns too. Old patterns have established a momentum in our minds. So when we're vulnerable or when we're feeling less than energized, it will be likely that we fall into our old patterns. And if we can catch ourselves falling into those patterns, we can remind ourselves that we can create new patterns. Today, this is what I work with patients most often. And I make sure that oftentimes I think that there's a layer of grief that sometimes prevents people from moving into that deeper healing of changing patterns of thought. So I work with grief therapy or grief recovery before I work with changing patterns. Most of the time, this is the direction that I go, but sometimes I work with just changing brain patterns. Right now, I'm starting to work with kids. So, kids, I mean, as young as 7 and as old as, well, late teens. And of course, in adults, I'm used to working with adults on this level because I've always been working with emotions and changing emotions and awareness of emotions and how emotions can benefit us and how our thought patterns about our emotions can not benefit us too. And now I'm seeing that all ages can actually work with brain retraining. I love working with kids because they're so fresh and so ready to receive new information and let it become part of themselves. With adults, we've allowed patterns to be trained in our minds and we really believe them. So if we really believe life is tough, believe me, this is what the experience becomes. If we really believe that things can be easier, it can be easier. So today, take those 5 minutes, sit down and think of at least one thought that is actually benefiting you, that this is my belief. I think this so much, and I know this is the reality I create based on this belief. Maybe it's, I love my family. And that will be a loving family that you are with because you're going to be able to see the positive in each family member that you are looking at. If you are thinking that, oh, family is so difficult, that is the belief that then creates your reality too. And I want you to think about what kind of things are helping you and what kinds of things are not helping you. So one thing that you find that is helping you would be fantastic. One thing that you find that is not helping you, and start changing that thought and belief pattern so that you can positively affect your life. Today, I am reminding you that if you transform your mind, you can transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.